But for now, ooh, come and make yourself comfy onto your mat in whatever seated position is appropriate for you for tonight. Whether that's a legs out in front, whether it's a kneeling version, it honestly does not matter. Just let the hands come to rest somewhere on your lap. And know that it's palms down if you feel that you need to ground, palms up if you want to lift yourself, lift your spirits up, and palms towards the center if you feel you need centering. Fairly self-explanatory. So whatever you are called to do, please bring your hands to rest with ease. And allow your shoulders to melt down away from your ears. Feel the weight of your eyelids drop down and stay closed. And soften the expression on your face. Breathe in and out through the nose, as usual. And breathe down into the belly. Notice the parts of your body that are in contact with the ground beneath you. Let your body weight sink into these parts. Feel a heaviness, a drawing downwards. And this isn't a collapsing of the body. But more a releasing of the weight. Let the gentleness of the earth hold you and support you. And then take your awareness to the opposite end of your posture, to the space around the head and the top of the head. Notice a lightness here, a sense that you want to lift, grow taller, lengthening your spine. And then drift your awareness between the two poles of your existence. The yin pole towards the earth, drawing you downwards, anchoring you. And the opposite, the yang, the light, the spirit side, heavenly. Then find the space in the center where the two extremities meet. Allow your breath to form in this centered place. You might still notice the push and the pull between the yin and the yang, but you are right in the center. Your awareness rests there with ease. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then let's rest the body in our first yin pose. Not for too long, but just briefly coming into child's pose. So allow the eyes to open and move slowly. Stay as close to yin side as you can. Now, if you don't like kneeling, lay on your back and hug your knees in towards your chest, or come into an alternative position that works for you. But use your bolster. If you're coming into child's pose with me, give your bolster a hug. Wrap your body across it. Use extra support for the knees if you need it. And once you feel yourself settled into a position that works for you, go back to those corresponding yet opposite feelings of attraction yet repulsion from each other, of the yin and the yang. The yin being this drawing down, this sinking, this deepening pull towards the earth. The yang being the opposite, the light, the weightlessness, space. Notice where you feel these sensations right now. Logically, it will be that the yin is underneath you, it's closer to the ground. It's the front of your body that you are resting towards your bolster. The yang will be on the back, the exposed side. What is it that this posture gives you? In the sense of surrendering, feeling supported, held by the earth. take one or two more breaths here, please. And then choose how you'd like to come out of the shape and what you would like to do for your rebound. Do you want to lay on your front? Would you prefer to lay on your back? Do you want to sit up? I would encourage you to stretch out the legs. Enjoy the slowness of your breath. All right, so when you're ready, please take a look at your screen. You have a couple of choices. So we folded forwards, or we came into some kind of flexion for the first pose. The second pose is some kind of extension for the spine. So you could set up your bricks like this, or you could use your bolster. So just as a reminder, if you prefer the bricks, then you're setting them up to support your upper back and the base of your skull. And maybe you let your knees fall out wide. Maybe you keep your knees bent. Maybe you have your legs straight, or any other configuration. Because really our focus is here on the upper body and this openness that we're creating through the chest. However, if you prefer, you can take your bolster and have that. But it just gives you an alternative. I love this one because this gives me such a deeper back bend in my lower back, because that's obviously where I've got the bolster positioned and it's right there holding me. I think that the bricks kind of offer, because of the size of my bolster, the bricks offer less of an intensive back bend shape. So you choose which one works for you. I would probably put something underneath my head, like some kind of a pillow, just because it feels a little bit too far back for the head to fall. And again, like I said just a moment ago, it doesn't matter what shape your legs are in. Just do the one that appeals to you most, and take the spine as your focus. So Now that you've had time to settle here, think now about the yang side of your body, the back of your body, resting against the yin earth. Think about those strong, big, capable muscles that now feel so heavy, weighted into the support beneath them. What once felt light now feels dense. Notice too the front side of your body, the yin side, the previous pose you were cradled, protected and held. Now this yin side is open. Lighter. Perhaps there's a sense of vulnerability here. What does it feel like to breathe into the front of your body? Can you keep the breath smooth? Soft. Flowing. We're going to stay here for another minute. Please take one more breath here. Before you move, think about how you want to exit the pose. Think about whether or not you would like to bend your knees, to prop yourself up with your hands, to come up to sit, or perhaps you'd rather roll to the side. Whatever you do, push the support out from underneath you and then lie down. Come back to rest onto the back of your body, please. Enjoy that gift. Reclining butterfly is always my go-to yin stroke restorative pose. It's probably my favorite pose. I think it does so much to kind of correct our posture and realign things, which is might be what you are feeling right now that you rest on your mat. And you let your body reconfigure and rebalance. You find that centered place that we found with the breath right at the beginning in the meditation. Where the yin and the yang feel balanced and there is a harmony between the two. All right, so our next pose is a little bit different. I'd like you to come up to sit, please, when you're ready. So take as much time as you need. Please don't rush. Now, if it's comfortable for you, sit on a blanket or a cushion. If you feel that's going to help you, it's going to benefit you. And then you have the option to keep the legs out straight, or you will bend one knee. Now you can bend one knee and leave it in the air because the pose is going to be a turning to the side like this and a slight side bend. So it's like a bit of a side bend and a bit of a twist. We're targeting the obliques. But the other alternative is to bend the knee and let it fall out to the side. So I know that Vivian, you don't want to do this one, so you could keep, your options are to keep your knee like this or to stretch your leg out and just have both of them straight. So whatever feels most comfortable. Now I'm going to bend this knee and let it roll away from me so that then you can see what happens next. So I might put the bolster next to me to put the hands onto. But it might also be that I put my forearm onto it because I want to just create a little bit of movement through the waist. So it's just a little bit of leaning over to the side, a little bit of a twist, but nothing too strong, remember. Don't force this, don't make yourself get too close to the ground. It could just be that your hands are on the floor or on the bolster because that's a little bit higher up. Remember that this part of the body doesn't really like to twist that strongly, especially when the pelvis is set. Okay, the pelvis, when it can move, it's very happy, but when it's set, because that's what you're doing, you're sitting on it, then it means that your rotational ability is much higher up the spine because that's where the rotation lies. But so therefore, if you think, oh, I can't move very far in this lower portion, well, that's right. that's actually true. So just do what feels comfortable to find that very mild to moderate stretch. And you'll notice that This has a totally different feel to it than the two previous poses. Therefore, we're not going to be here so long because it doesn't have that same sort of deliciousness about it, does it, as the previous pose has? Well, certainly for me anyway. I love the previous pose. But then when we come into this one where we're more upright, we are more active in the pose, we're having to hold ourselves in position, aren't we? It feels like we're actually moving to do something, to create something. So there's so many more yang qualities to this particular position. So your job is to maybe drop your attention inside your body and pick out the yang, separate it. Sorry, I should have said pick out the yin and separate it from the yang. Look for the yin aspects of this pose. Where can you get a little softer? Where can you find that softness? Heaviness, release. And perhaps where can you invite a little bit more into the body? If the pose gets too much, too strong, and you want to back off and come out sooner, we're here for 1 more minute, but know that you can come out whenever you wish. Take your last breath. Now, if you remember last week, we did the head and the neck and the shoulders at the beginning. What I want you to do is think about kind of lifting yourself back towards the center with that same kind of care that you did when you pushed your face back to the center last week. Okay, just come up with total softness. Then lean back into your hands for a moment. You can straighten out the bent knee. Maybe you can window wipe the knees or just give the legs a little shake, or you can do whatever you like with the spine, maybe a little bit of a lift of the center of the chest up towards the ceiling. Okay. So let's do the other side. If you used your bolster or anything else, take it over there with you. If you're bending the knee, obviously bend the other one. Put support underneath it if you need support. And then it's up to you whether you want more of a side bend or more of a twist or a little bit of both. So you feel your way into this, remembering that you're here for about 3 minutes, which does feel like a long time after the first minute, especially if the pose is kind of presenting to you a little bit of a challenge. Can you remember to relax all the parts of your body that are not directly involved in forming this shape? Can you seek out the yin sensations and take your attention away from the yang distractions? Take your last breath here, please. Slowly coming up and easing out of your shape. Take your time. And if you want, you can come to lie down, because our next pose will be a lying down one. So come to rest your back body. And after the activity of the previous pose, this one just might feel really nice. Okay. So our next pair of shapes will be a form of a twist. And you're very welcome to take a twist in whatever calls to you. But if you remember from Tuesday night's class, we practiced this, didn't we? We had the leg crossed over the thigh, and then we rolled the shape over to the side. Now you could do this, because this is quite a nice movement through the hips, and you've got the rotation for the spine as well. But it is more about the hips than it is about the spine, I have to give you that. But it echoes what we were doing the other night. So it kind of feels quite nice. You can hold on to this ankle and help it kind of stay in position. So if you feel that your basically the outer thigh and your outer hip would like this kind of a stretch, then please do this. But if you want more of a focus on your spine, then you could take a 2-knee twist over to one side. Or you could take a 1-knee twist, so one leg stays straight and the other knee comes across. Or indeed any variation that you like, okay? So find a twist that calls to you, that works for you. Making sure that the rest of your body is comfortable. Okay. Feel yourself settling, sinking, the yin creeping in. Then we're going to take our attention back onto your breath. Consider the two polar opposites of your breathing. Inhalation, which is yang, and the exhalation, which is yin. Which aspect of the breath calls or speaks to you right now? Which part of the breath feels pleasant, satisfying, nourishing? And then for the final minute of being here, and remember you can come out of the shape. But for this final minute, be aware of where yin and yang meet. Breathe into this place. And then when you're ready, please release this shape and return to your center. Okay, so time for second side. Use props. Take a slightly different shape to the pose, whatever it is that enables you to be comfortable here, whilst also getting the desired sensation into the target area. Could be the spine, could be the hips, could be a bit of both. Feel the yang of the inhalation, the yin of the exhalation. Notice the point where yang becomes yin and yin becomes yang. All right, so let's take your last couple of breaths here, please. And gently release your shape and come into your final resting position. Maybe with your bolster underneath your knees to support you. Allow yourself to settle. Close your eyes. Let your body feel supported by the earth beneath you. And taking a deep breath in, feel the gentle rise within your body, the yang energy filling you with vitality. And as you exhale, feel the soft release, the yin energy inviting rest and stillness. Imagine the yin and yang symbol. The balance of light and dark within its curves. Each part relies on the other, just as activity and rest, effort and ease play their roles in our lives. With each inhale now, feel the warmth of yang, the sun, energy, action. With each exhale, embrace the coolness of yin, the moon, stillness, surrender. Pause for a moment to honor this balance within you. Notice the spaces where yin and yang coexist, where you are both strong and soft, both active and at peace. Take one more deep and steady breath in and out. Feel the wholeness, the completeness, the balance. Okay. Gently bring your awareness back into the space that you're in. Have a little wiggle of fingers and toes. Take a stretch out any way that feels good. In your own time, rolling yourself to one side. And coming round and up to sit. And we'll finish the practice together. Taking your fingertips out to the sides. And gently raising the arms up. I know it's quite energizing, but it acts as a closure, doesn't it? Bring the palms together and exhale down towards the center to the heart. Good, bringing your practice to its conclusion. Thank you so much for practicing with me this evening. Very, very well done. Namaste to you all.